What is it, my veggies? My name is VTR, and welcome back to another review. And it's not a movie review, and it's also not Scooby-Doo related. So, today we're reviewing a series, doing a series review. Haven't done one of these in forever. I haven't reviewed anything besides a movie in so long. I haven't reviewed a video game, a TV show. Oh, because the only other things I review were movies and TV shows. Oh, and books. I have reviewed books as well, but I haven't reviewed a book in forever. Last book I remember I reviewed was Wonder, I think. And that was a while back. Okay, so I just watched the finished season 1 of Harley Quinn, the animated series. Even though it wasn't called that, like the Batman the animated series is called Batman the animated series. But I'm calling it that because it's an animated series by Harley Quinn. So, I watched this episode back when it first premiered, actually, because the first episode was actually released for free on YouTube for a limited time, and I was lucky to watch the episode, because I didn't have DC Nation at the time. I subscribed I had 1 month free trial for DC Nation. I'm going to get into this series in a minute. This is kind of my story about discovering the show and all that. I had the subscription, the free month, because I was going to want to watch Titans. Only the first episode was out yet. And I started watching it, and I stopped. I didn't watch the entire episode. I watched like 30 seconds into it. It's just because it's not because I didn't have any interest in the series. It's like I just stopped watching it for no reason. I don't know why. I just stopped watching it. I didn't get into it long enough for it to know if it was bad or not. But I never, and then I eventually, I don't know if I saw the trailer before Harley Quinn before I subscribed to the service or not. I don't think it was. It might have been before the service. I got the service or not. I don't remember. But I eventually wanted to resubscribe. Why? This was why. This was the series. I think I resubscribed one time before and I didn't watch it at all that month, and I didn't pay for it again for a while. Then I wound up subscribing again to watch this series. I think to get back to watching Titans, actually. And when but after that, I just started watching this because it was finally out. I had a few episodes at the time I got around to it. Season 1, I don't think was finished. So I decided to watch this, and then I stopped paying for it again, and then I paid for it again this month, and I paid for it again a couple months ago, about 2 months ago, watched a couple episodes, and then, actually no, whatever. I was subscribing and unsubscribing. I kind of got some of that story wrong, but whatever. I watched the series. I finished the first season. I didn't want to go ahead and watch season 2 and then review the series, because I thought reviewing it with season 1 would be the best. I'd just go off of season 1 alone. I did originally just think about reviewing the first few episodes, because I've done that with some shows. But I thought, why not give this a series review? Now, so we've already gotten almost 4 minutes into the video and I haven't said a thing about the series. This is a fun show. I know I've been using that a lot, especially with the Scooby-Doo reviews, but this is a lot of fun. The fact that Harley Quinn is one of my favorite DC comic characters, I mean, probably one of my favorite comic characters, and this show helps cement that DC's animated properties are better than Marvel's, but Marvel's live-action properties are better than DC's. So, take that for what it is. In movie form. I'll get into this. Okay. So, this series is very, very interesting. So, it takes off the fact of Harley Quinn is moving on from the Joker and is wanting to impress the Legion of Doom so she can join them. That eventually comes to the plot. There's a whole bunch more to it than that. I don't want to give away too much because this is a good show. I had a lot of fun with this show. The animation is really good. I was really worried when I first heard this was announced, before there was ever anything like shown, because I was really upset that this was going to be on this streaming service, because like at the time when I first heard about this series, I don't think I had any subscription service. Like, but then we got Netflix and like, and I was really, I didn't think I'd ever watch the series. Then I watched the first episode on YouTube, but it was uploaded officially. It wasn't like pirated or anything. They uploaded it officially, and it was, and I was really shocked and was surprised and had a lot of fun. And I liked the fact that the show was about Harley Quinn breaking away from the Joker and coming her own. Yeah, we kind of get that in other forms of this comics like that. And then later, this show came out. I think it finished before Birds of Prey even came out. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure this first season finished before Birds of Prey even came out. I think it did. So we didn't have a visual representation of this until, and Harley goes through a bunch in this series. Like, there's a bunch, and Harley is just fantastic. Part of me wished that she was voiced by Tara Strong, but I also see why she wasn't. Because I know Tara Strong has done some mature-ish characters, I guess you could say, and she did that that character in that zombie video game with the lollipop, something like that. She did that character. I was a little upset that she wasn't voiced by Tara Strong. I think almost every animated version of Harley Quinn has been played by Tara Strong. And I said almost. There might be some I don't know about. I think most of them are is voiced by Tara Strong. So I was a little upset when I first. But the fact is, I didn't know this show was not going to be a like an animated series where kids could watch it. This show is not for kids. Not in the slightest. This is not a kid's show at all. Like, I promise you, this is not a kid's show. Like, don't let your kids... Can I make this, like, go away? Even though... Okay, yeah, there we go. That's a little darker on me, but that's better. You can see my... Okay. But, yeah, something about this show is very, very interesting to me. The fact this was not a kid's show, and this show does not shy away from getting gory, a good bit of swearing, and just it gets weird and messed up. But I don't think they don't do it just for the sake of we can do this. And I'm glad they went for this and put it on their own streaming service and didn't try to sell it off to like Adult Swim or any other company out there. Not sell it off, but like, you know, go to a cable network and be like, because you can't do this on cable TV. You can't. And the fact that they went to their own streaming service, a lot of people don't get to see the show because of it's on the streaming service. Because a lot of people don't want to. People don't want to pay for a streaming service that is just DC, and I get that. And that was one of my points. I didn't want to pay for it because it was just DC. I'll get into more on that in a minute. Speaking of the subscription service, literally the show calls that out, that the subscription service is too much for what you get. Like, seriously, the show calls that out, and I think that is hilarious that the show actually calls that out. I thought that was extremely funny, and I was like, okay, that I like, that was funny, I enjoyed that, that was a lot of fun. Like, I had a good bit of laughter when it came to that scene, and just the fact that it was just complete hilarity. And I had fun with that. I will not lie, that was something that I'm glad this movie did, and I could not have imagined having any more fun than I already did with this movie, with that scene and all that good stuff. I had a lot of fun when it came to that. I talked too much about that one scene. But let's get to we're already almost 9 minutes in. This is I'm usually clocking on our review, so this is going to be a longer review. I know it's like almost 4:30 or something like that. So I'm out here reviewing a Harley Quinn series. Now I don't know if the series drops in quality because I haven't watched season 2 or any of season 2, and season 2 is not even done yet. It only has a few episodes left, but like a lot of this there's a lot of emotion in this series, and that's good. You get a lot of good emotion. Each character, see, I've never been looked at emotion that much when it came to DC, because I was more like action, dark, gritty, stuff like that. But this series gets you emotional. I didn't cry during watching it, but you're like, you worry about these characters, and you're like, that's another thing. The characters, you love them. There's not, the Joker's in this. The Joker is not the best person who's ever played Joker. He ain't no Mark Hamill, but I don't think it was Mark Hamill, at least. And hearing some of these characters say some of these lines I've never heard them say, like some of these swears, I'm like, that's strange. The thing is, they bring in some characters that you wouldn't even know about, that some people wouldn't, like Dr. Psycho. I didn't even know who that, don't think I've even heard of him before this series. I don't get into the comics that much. So that really blew my mind, and a lot of the characters in this is just so much fun. Like, even the sidekick, like, there's an episode where, there's a few episodes where Gordon's in this, but he's kind of like a deadbeat now, and he's like, his life's going through a midlife crisis, and like, freaking is just like, oh, my marriage is down the toilet, and like, this is funny. And when Batman's in this, there's an episode actually with Robin in it, and there's some jokes in there about that. I'm like, okay, that's fine, and I recognize this voice actor because I'm pretty sure Robin has voiced this. That's was already had, and it's a funny episode because like freaking like as part of it, like Harley's like, we're gonna kill Robin, is like Harley's like, well, you can't kill Robin, and freaking is like, and like King Shark is like, freaking, yeah, you'd be a child murderer, and I'm like, that's funny, that's a funny thing. And this is a really, really nice show. Like, I really enjoyed watching every second of this. There was a few episodes I was like, this feels a little like filler, and it does have an overarching story, but it's also very slice of life-esque. So it's very much a fun series, and when I said this series gets gory, I don't think it got gory for the sake of being gory, because some shows do that, and some shows go with the swearing just to be. So I think this show wouldn't work without all that, because Harley Quinn's a psychotic character, and there's legit episodes where you're like, what the heck am I watching? Like, no cable network would allow something like this, and I'm like, I love it. And I really hope this gets brought over to HBO Max, because a lot of people are saying that might be happening with HBO Max, but you know, I hope it does, because of the fact that I have both streaming services, and I don't want to. As soon as I finish the series that I'm watching on there, I'm gonna stop paying for it. But the fact is, this show just works. It's so much fun, and I don't have a problem with it at all. And like the fact is, yes, I'm filming this outside if you couldn't tell by now. But the fact is, this show is just non-stop fun action, and like, I thought that it was sometimes was gonna go some way and get like, I don't know, like or trying to throw something in your face, like, but it didn't. It never did, and it was like, I really liked that, and the show turned out to be one of my favorite animated series that I've seen in a long time. Like, I like that animation is not just a kids thing anymore. Even when it's kids shows, adults watch them too. Like, this isn't a kids show, obviously. Like, this is something, if it aired on TV back in the day, I'd have to hide that I was watching it. And here's the one thing people have to keep in mind. A lot of people are going to be really upset over this series. I know it's like, oh, they're taking something and making it bad. And look, freaking Batman and all things have always had that dark side of the freaking thing, and it's just animation is the best way of doing it. And honestly, I don't think anyone cares anymore, but there's always going to be that soccer mom is like, whoa! And just the fact that this series is just that freaking good. It's that fun. It's that funny. And just the fact that I enjoy the series to a non-stop extent, and I can just sit and enjoy this, And like legit, and I'm so glad that I got to watch this series because it's such a good series. And it's like, it's well animated, the characters are great. I don't think the one character that you think you would hate is a character named Kite Man. And you don't hate him. And Bane in this, he's in this for a few episodes. He's not a main character, but he's in this for a few episodes. And you think Bane would be the type of character they make Bane, you would think that would annoy you, but it's actually really funny. And there's so many things that happen in this. And when the fact when I see these dark and gritty, like this is dark, but not in a gritty way, you know what I mean? This series, I love it for that. It's not afraid to do things differently. It must be because it's on a subscription service. It's the fact that I'm glad this wasn't a kid's show. I'm glad because that could have ruined it. It's kind of like with the fact that Birds of Prey was an R-rated movie. And I feel like a PG-13 rating could have ruined that. So same with this. The fact is, every minute I'm watching this movie, I'm just enjoying myself. Series. Like there's every episode, even though sometimes it feels like filler, there's nothing that is bothering me. Like, I haven't had a show that hasn't I don't love the show. I think it's really, really good. Like, it's not going to become my all-time favorite cartoon. That still holds to My Little Pony. That's not being taken by anyone, even though Pony Life is airing this month. I'm not going to get into that. But this series works. It's fun. It's funny. This series just works to a great extent. And you just have massive amounts of fun with this. There's nothing to hate about it. There's nothing... I guess there's stuff you can get offended about this. Like, one thing that I think people will not like is the character of Dr. Psycho. The fact that he's kind of sexist. But that's kind of the joke. Like, yeah, being sexist is terrible, but... that's not something to complain about with this series. Like, Dr. Psycho, that's kind of his character, that he's sexist. That's kind of his character. Not his whole character. Don't get, no, that came out all wrong. It's not his whole character that he's sexist. It's just the fact that that's the joke. In, like, the first episode, he calls Wonder Woman the C word that should not be said. And it doesn't say it in the show. It has the decency to censor that word. Out of all the words you put in this, it has the decency to censor that word. And I'm glad they did. And I thought it was funny. It was a good episode. And this whole show is just complete fun. And I would love to maybe go in depth on my breakdowns channel of maybe the first episode or something. Because of the fact that this show is just massive amounts of entertainment, and my rating overall, I don't think this is a perfect show, but I think rating it lower than a 5 would be a disservice. So 5 out of 5. Now keep in mind, if you've seen season 2 or what's of season 2, don't at me. Because I haven't watched it. If season 2 is bad, I'm not going to come back and review season 2 on its own. This is just me reviewing the show as a whole. Even though a lot of people are like, you shouldn't review a show that way, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, bro, what do you think people have been doing since the start of critics and stuff? People review shows. And if my opinion does change on the show, or of season 2, I still have season 1. And... binge watching this, I haven't binge watched a show in a while. I haven't binge watched a show since not the current season of She-Ra that just came out a few weeks ago, but since a few weeks ago I was recording this, season 5. I haven't what am I thinking? I'm trying to think. I haven't binge watched a show since then. Since the season 4. Because I kind of stopped watching Netflix. All my family still uses it. But I don't watch it anymore. Like, I don't really, but I got a reason now since the newest season of Flash is on there and the newest season of Supergirl is on there. I'm pretty sure Legends of Tomorrow will be on there if there even is another season of Legends of Tomorrow. I don't even know if there is. I'm guessing there is. And I gotta start watching Batwoman and all that, but all these series, though, were just so darn entertaining and so darn good. And it just makes me want, this show made me want to go binge watch some shows again. So this is a really good animated series. If you want to watch this show and you haven't, I'd say this is worth subscribing to DC Nation. And I haven't watched any of the other series that are on there. I think there are only like a handful of exclusives. I thought Doom Patrol was an exclusive. I think it was, but it's not anymore. And it got moved over to HBO. It's on HBO Max now as well. So I think all these shows are going to migrate over there as well. And I think this show would fit in very well on HBO Max because HBO had a bit of a reputation back in the day. So for not being family friendly, I guess. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'd love to hear if you guys have seen the series. I'd love to know what you guys think about it. And if you have seen it and you didn't like it, let me know. I'd love to know why you didn't like it. It's fine if you didn't, but I'd love to know why you didn't and what you did like. And I have a friend that I would love to talk to the series about. I'd love to talk about it on my podcast. And just the fact that and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!